Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Frank here, founder of Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching Programs. And in today's brief video, I want to talk about the viral TikTok trend that's going around drinking lettuce water. And I want to answer some basic questions. One, does this work? And if so, why? What does the research say about drinking lettuce water? And then I want to go a little bit deeper and answer, is this something you should try? How do you do it? And then I'll tell you whether or not I tried drinking lettuce water and if I saw benefit from it or not at the end of this video. But before I get into diving into all that stuff, I want to take a second here and watch two of the viral videos on TikTok with you guys that broke this trend. So let's turn up the volume here and let's take a look and see what they have to say.
1 minute on lettuce water. Doesn't taste the best.
I'm going to be honest. When I first watched this video, the first thing I thought to myself was, oh, that's like weed. I just assumed she was talking about weed, but it's not. It's actually lettuce. So let's be clear.
I'll check in shortly. This is baby romaine, by the way, and I've steeped it for about 3 to 5 minutes. I don't know. 20.
Steeping it means she basically soaked it in hot water. We'll explain that later on in the video.
It's on romaine lettuce. I don't even know how to describe my feeling. I'm like stoned and tired, but happy, at ease, heavy in my body. And it works.
All right. So something really interesting about her when I was reading through the comments, she commented that she is not a fan of THC products, edibles, things like that. Because a lot of people in the comments were like, oh, girl, why don't you just smoke some weed before bed? And she commented and said, listen, that doesn't work well for me. So I'm always looking for other natural alternatives to help with sleep. And that intrigues me because I have a feeling if you smoke a lot of weed or if you're coming off of weed, this probably isn't going to have that much of an effect on you. And I'll explain why that is in a little bit. This was the original video that kind of broke this trend onto TikTok. Let's check it out.
So apparently drinking lettuce water makes you sleepy. So sis don't sleep, so I'm gonna try it out. So I've washed my lettuce. I'm gonna shove it in my cup, okay? And now I've got my kettle water, gonna put it in. Okay.
So that's the steeping process. That's how you steep something like a tea bag. I was like 30 years old when I learned what steep meant.
So I decided to add peppermint tea because I'm scared it'll taste like shit. So at least it'll taste minty. And no, peppermint doesn't make me sleepy, so it just won't change anything. I'm just gonna take it out of the tea. Okay, let's try it. Bismillah. Could have nothing. Okay, update. I do feel slightly drowsy. Okay, not hella sleepy like knockout, but I do feel a bit, sleepy. Okay, another update. Lettuce has crack because your sis is gone.
Okay, so I think it's safe to say she's never tried crack before, which is a good thing. Basically, when you're looking at the science, you have this PhD here. He's a clinical psychologist who studies sleep, or at least this is one of the major areas that they study. And he points out there was a study published in 2017, I believe it was, that talked about the potential of a substance found within inside lettuce that might make mice sleepy. Now, that's important because when you start to look at this study, it's like, just look at this. So a bunch of mice were drugged, then they were given lettuce extract or lettuce, okay? Different types of lettuces the mice were given. But these mice were drugged with a sedative. They were given phenobarbital, which is a strong sedative. Now, why would they give the mice a sedative and lettuce? Well, they weren't studying to try and find out whether or not this made the mice fall asleep. They were trying to figure out if it kept the mice asleep, okay? And why are they studying mice? Humans are, I guess, somewhat similar to mice when it comes to studies. Now, the problem is they didn't have a group of mice that weren't given drugs, that weren't given lettuce. Like all the mice in this study were drugged and all the mice were given lettuce. So there wasn't, I think you call that a control group. There wasn't another group to compare the results to. Now, it's also important here that they talk about the main thing in lettuce is this lactucin. It's a plant compound. And when we look at this other article here, this plant compound is referenced. Oh no, where'd my other article go? I lost it. But in one of the other articles, they talked about it being somewhat similar to having opium properties. And that's why I would tell you guys who are smoking a lot of weed or doing other substances and maybe thinking about using this for withdrawal symptoms, it might not work the same. And I'm only basing that on the fact that if you smoke a lot of weed and you're going to get surgery and they give you anesthesia, some type of sedatives, you usually need more sedative. Like you have to tell that to your anesthesiologist. So I don't know if lettuce water's gonna really be strong enough to do anything for you, considering they have to pump up the amount of pharmaceutical drugs they're giving you if you're going in for a surgery. But it's this stuff here, this lactucin, and you might be asking yourself, what is that? Well, it's a green leafy substance, and I'm going to pull up what that looks like. It's this milky substance found on lettuce. That's what that is. It's this white milky substance found in lettuce. So the idea is you steep it in water, you then extract that, and then that's what you're drinking, which in turn might make you sleepy. Now, all of these doctors in the articles that I came across all said it was relatively safe. None of them seemed to have any concerns. Now, for those of you guys quitting weed, trying to look to get a better night's sleep, I don't know. Does this stuff interfere with your endocannabinoid system? Maybe. Might there be benefit to this helping people going through nicotine withdrawal? Maybe. Would it be any better than maybe taking a quality melatonin product or just letting your body rebalance naturally? I don't know the answer to that. Now, some of you guys are going to watch this and say, oh yeah, I want to try it. And I'll tell you if I tried it in a little bit. Now you're going to say, yeah, I want to do this. So what do I do? So let's take a look at how this actually works. So all you do is you get some lettuce, you pour a bunch of hot water over it, right? Clean lettuce, pour hot water, let it sit there for a few minutes, and then you drink the leftover water. Pretty easy. Now, this website labeled it, and this is accurate from everything I saw. These are the different types of lettuce that are going to make you sleepy. So red romaine, the most sleepy, green romaine, red leaf, green leaf lettuce. Now, the funny thing is there's a bunch of trends on TikTok here going around where they use like iceberg lettuce, and people are saying, oh, it made me so sleepy. And iceberg lettuce doesn't contain any of this ingredient. And that's ironic because you have a lot of physicians coming out saying, listen, I think it's just the fact that you drank something warm before bed and the impact of the placebo effect playing a role. I don't actually think this is, you got a lot of physicians saying, I don't actually think this is that potent of stuff. And it's that kind of, if you're drinking a cup of iceberg lettuce water, they're kind of proving the point of the physician, or they're just chasing clout, whatever it may be. Some people too say it tastes nasty, so they add some other things into it: chamomile, ginger, some other herbal caffeine-free teas for for flavoring. This person who wrote this article said it worked for them, but then they say like, I was up late, I've been working really hard, so maybe not. That's kind of the conclusion of this article. So the bottom line comes down to, is this something that you guys should consider trying if you're facing withdrawal symptoms? Based on what I'm seeing from other physicians, and this is not medical advice, always talk to your doctor personally before doing something. They're saying it's safe. Now, for me personally, I did not try this. I hate to disappoint you guys, but I did not try this. I might, just out of curiosity, to do another TikTok review on it, but I don't like doing anything really. Like, I don't drink caffeine. I don't smoke weed anymore. I don't do pre-workout products. Like, I don't like putting a lot of things into my system, and I sleep pretty good now. And I think it's important that if you're watching this video and you're trying to get a better night's sleep, I think it's really important that you start to look at lifestyle factors. Are you drinking alcohol before bed? Are you smoking? Are you using nicotine, which is a stimulant? Are you going through withdrawal? Is that why you're not sleeping? Is it social media withdrawal? Is it pornography withdrawal? Why are you not sleeping? Are you drinking caffeine? Do you have really poor sleep hygiene, as they call it? Like, what's wrong? Why aren't you sleeping? Something is wrong. Do you have sleep apnea? So I never promote a quick fix for anything. Insomnia is a symptom of something else. So the question becomes, what is your insomnia a symptom of? We have to get down to the root cause of why you're not sleeping. Not to say that something like this might help you or might not help you. You know, that's great if you want to try it, but we want to answer those bigger picture questions. I've made other videos on sleep on my YouTube channel when it comes to THC withdrawal. And if that's something you're interested in, I'm going to recommend you follow me into that next video. Guys, this was a fun video to make. It's an interesting topic. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more about this in the future and hopefully some human clinical trials and studies on this. Seems like a pretty safe thing to study. So follow me in the next video. I'll see you guys there.